Trump is very mad at Neil Cavuto, who does not look like a grown-up Eddie Munster. Raw Story reports it wasn't a very notable clip, but apparently Trump watched it and it set him off. It featured A.B. Stoddard, a conservative commentator opposed to the president, repeating on host Neil Cavuto's show the conventional wisdom that despite his 2016 victory, Trump frequently did not perform well in the presidential debates. This is the clip that set Trump off. Take a look.
There were many bombs, as you said. It was many blunders, and I think that he's uncoachable. I think that Donald Trump had disastrous debate performances. Many answers were so cringeworthy, you just couldn't even believe he was still standing on the stage, and he's president. So I don't think debates kill off normal candidates who do not have a billionaire juggernaut machine.
Shots fired.
Shots extremely fired. And this was just a guest on Neil Cavuto's show. Things happened in the wake of this. Trump tweeted, "Could somebody at Fox News please explain to Trump hater A.B. Stoddard, zero talent, zero charisma, and Team Cavuto that I won every one of my debates from beginning to end. Check the polls taken immediately after the debates. The debates got me elected. Must be Fox board member Paul Ryan, who, by the way, buddy, got his tax cut and ran."
Totally.
That's it. So that's what Trump tweeted. But then at his rally in Colorado, here's what he had to say. Still harping on it.
No, but they had this woman on, Neil Cavuto doesn't treat us good, Neil Cavuto. He's not too good. She said, I don't like him. Nobody likes him. He's right now, so you had, remember last in the ratings, you remember who was last in the ratings? He got fired, right? You remember, right? Remember? He's gone. And now Neil's taking his place. Neil's actually a nice guy, but he doesn't like Trump too much.
Fox is not that much better. We just got lucky because we have all their high-rated shows are the shows that like Trump. All their loser shows like Cavuto are the shows that don't like Trump. How is Shep Smith doing lately, by the way? How's Shep Smith? He had the lowest ratings, and now Cavuto took his place, so that's okay.
He put this woman on today, and she said, Donald Trump didn't do well in the debates. We're at enough of a disadvantage with the fake news. They make up 90% of this. She said, Donald Trump didn't do well in the debates. Now, remember my answer? Rosie O'Donnell, right? First question I've ever, and we took down the House. But she said, I didn't do well in the debates. I said, really? I won every single debate. We had 15 or 14 debates, and we had the presidential debates with crooked Hillary against myself. Trump didn't do well in the debates. See, they're fake news. Here's another one. Trump kicked ass. Trump kicked ass. And I've got this woman. You know who it is, right? Nobody knows her name. I'm not going to mention. But everybody knows Neil Cavuto. She has no credibility, and neither do you, Neil Cavuto.
Whoa.
I mean, that's all from one
That was
rally.
just under 2 minutes of him talking about them. And I maybe it was just me, but I felt a collective exhaustion in here. Like it's still going. Now imagine sitting there for 2.5 hours and listening to this. It's draining, and eventually, I don't know how. The only commendable thing is he has the energy to continue to say the same BS over and over and over again. He can't unlink his brain from his offense to someone mentioning his name and not saying he's the best human being that's ever walked the earth. If you don't say that, he can't let it go. He can't let it go. So also, his barometer or his gauge for whether or not he won debates was, remember that? The very first answer I gave was Rosie O'Donnell. One more time, this is the theme of the show. What does that have anything to do with you being president? You gave an answer about how much you hate Rosie O'Donnell, and it brought down the House. It brought down the House. And then what? What does that do? What does the Rosie O'Donnell line have anything to do with healthcare, with international relations, with wars, with terrorism, with the economy, with your cabinet members, with caging people at the border, with your stupid wall? What does Rosie O'Donnell have anything to do with any of that?
Nothing.
The line
That's why he brought it up.
It killed.
And back to A.B. Stoddard off top. Where's the lie? she's not lying. Yes, severe shots fired. But if you want to get technical with it, and from these, first of all, these journalists and analysts of debates and of what's going on in politics are very good at their jobs. They know, they get nuance. They watch. They are fully aware and very present and what it takes to be a great president, one, and debate. She's right. Cringeworthy is a nice way of putting what actually went down. And to attack Neil as a journalist, he's phenomenal.
Neil Cavuto definitely has been someone who we have done multiple stories about him. When he wants to call out Trump, he does call out Trump. And that's what he means by, where's Shep Smith? Shep Smith got run out of town because you don't like him. And because he doesn't like that sometimes Napolitano, sometimes Cavuto, more frequently Shep Smith, sometimes Geraldo Rivera actually have the gall to call out the president in a way that they mean versus what Bill Barr did last week, which is like, please stop tweeting.
Right.
But that's what's very frustrating. I do have to push back on Trump losing the debates. I think he annihilated the Republican field. He substantially changed the way people perform in debates.
Well, sure.
He took the WWE style and brought it out to a room full of Republican fall-in-line politicians. And all those guys, and his authentic sounding stupidity was what rang true in a room with rehearsed political speaks.
That was a stroke of luck though, Brad, because listen, you can, if let's say, I don't know, I'm in a room full of Ford cars and I come in with the Camaro, I'm antithetical to what the norm is, right? So of course I'm gonna be an outlier and of course I'm going to stand out. Yeah, sure, he came in and ushered in this whole new way of speaking to the masses. We had never seen that before. Doesn't mean his performance was great, yes. I mean,
yeah, right, within the context of how it was received after.
But technically, doesn't mean that it was not what A.B. Stoddard said. Cringeworthy, you know what I mean?
Right, it was absolutely cringeworthy, blood coming out of her, whatever, like all of that.
My hands are perfectly fine, all that stuff, and start dragging the rest of the field into that way of debating, which is my hands look perfectly fine, and trust me, every woman that I've ever encountered has no problem. Believe me, that was the debate.
Yeah,
that was the debate that they were all engaging in. So again, Republicans were choosing their nominee based off of those kinds of debates, which is embarrassing in the first place. And sure, he won the bottom of the barrel debate. That's what they were doing, and that's what they were appealing to. Who can be the biggest piece of garbage, and that's who won. And that's who they wanted apparently. That's who they vehemently support now. They love the piece of garbage.
I will say that when it came to the actual like presidential debates, when it was Hillary versus Trump, he's just wrong. According to YouGov poll, 57% of viewers say that Clinton won the first debate, and for the second debate, the post-debate poll set 47-42 Trump. I love that that's less than 100% because that reflects most of America going like, wow, this was terrible through and through, but at least she did better. It still bugged Trump the next day. He said, so Team Cavuto has very bad ratings on Fox News with his fake guests. And he did it again. Basically, this is a tweet and it goes on and on, talking about Shep Smith that lasts into the second day. What is it about this specifically that got under his skin for 2 consecutive days?
When things have truth to, when you're a narcissist, and people call out things that actually have truth, that is the most triggering thing that you can experience. Because and I'm no psychologist, but I would imagine you're so busy trying to not see things about yourself that are unfavorable, that when people do see those things and you think you're perfect, you're being attacked. So and that's that. And also it was on a public stage as Fox News. And by the way, isn't it very interesting how in the last 4 years how Fox News has pivoted to become like this? No, we're not messing with Trump anymore. Like
some of them are. What he says is the highest rating ones. Yeah, like the prime time opinionators with a few like exceptions and specific populist fakeries, like what's his name? Tucker Carlson will step up against Trump occasionally, but all of those people that just get out there and just parrot whatever he says in the way that he wants them to, because it does get ratings, and it is 100% completely a grift, because all those idiots live in New York City, where Trump is from. And if you think they speak to the heartland genuinely, everyone should watch Happy Half Hour. And he doesn't mention this on the show, but my guest was talking to me about like behind the scenes stuff that happens at Fox News, because he used to go on Red Eye as a comedian. And he told me some crazy stuff that maybe we'll talk about in a post game one day. So go to tyt.com.
Nice. And just because a show doesn't have good ratings doesn't mean that the host or the journalist themselves at the helm of the show is responsible. There's an ebb and flow of television.
For the longest time, news wasn't about ratings. Right. It wasn't about profit. News was about communicating the news, and there was a lot wrong with that. There was a lot wrong with having the news come from one source. But at the very least, it wasn't a profit motive. And so the companies that ran the news were fine losing money on it because it was a service. And once that changed, you open the door to all these grifters who, instead of manufacturing consent, are manufacturing dissent.
Now, if you imagine the fact that he's obsessed with himself, this is my last point. If his obsession over this topic, which is now stretched probably into its third day, if he was obsessed with actually fulfilling this populist movement that he professed during the campaign, he would actually get some things done for people other than himself. Anything he obsesses over is over himself. If he's like, man, we really gotta take care of this immigration issue. We really gotta take care of the problems that we have within our country. We have to take care of our infrastructure. We have to take care of healthcare and prescription drugs. If he obsessed over that over just 3 days, like he is on this, he may be getting some headway on actual movement for Americans.
Don't miss your chance to win a trip to Los Angeles and have dinner with Cenk, Anna, and me. Just head to tyt.com/dinner in LA to register to win. Sign up for a free Aspiration Spend and Save account. Register your eligibility. Swipe your Aspiration card on daily purchases to gain entries to win a chance to fly to LA and have dinner with the TYT hosts. Not only are you entering to win that dinner in LA with Cenk and Anna and myself, but you're also able to deposit your hard-earned money without it going towards fossil fuel exploration or production. And as a friendly reminder, even if you already have an Aspiration account, you must still first register to be eligible for the sweepstakes.